Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today's daily, which is Tents and Trees, obviously. It is November 16th, obviously. And let's just jump into these guys and get things going today. Hopefully do a little bit better than we did last Tents and Trees. Let's see, let's kind of start down here, I believe. Yeah, let's just start here and go down the line, and we'll see what we can get through with these guys. All right, so let's get all this stuff out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can get rid of these guys that hit the multis. And we're just going to do a bunch of cleanup. So, in the meantime, how's everyone doing? Hopefully pretty good. A little, I wouldn't say worse for wear today, but I don't feel the greatest. It was kind of a long day yesterday, so not feeling great, but we're doing fine. It's more of a mental state than anything else, to be honest with you. Let's see what else we got here. So let's see what to do. You guys can't be in here. You can't be in here. We probably have a bunch of stuff we can start ruling out in other locations, like this 4. You have to be in and both of you have to be in. So all of these guys can go and you can't be in either. You also just can't be in for normal reasons. So we get rid of all that stuff. And now you have to go in. We're just going to force you. You're going to be a corner, which forces you, which gives a corner. The 2 is done. Let's get rid of you and put these guys in then. We're going to have one of these 2, so both of these have to be in, because we have 3 of them total. Don't quite know which one of these is which yet, though. We'll get to that, I'm sure, eventually. We got one of these 3. Do we have to start going up and down to find what we need? Or do we have a 3 right here we can work with, so that's a start. And this 2 says you can't ever be in. And you can never be in, because you've removed too many options. And that's going to then force this 3. Perfect. You're in there, you're out. So get out of here. What about this 4 spot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can get rid of these 2. It's going to tell us what the 2 is, and it's going to come right back and tell us what the 4 is. Very good. The 2 now we can just plop in here. That's probably going to give us more info back over here now. Yeah, with this 3. Good. 3. That one, that one, that one. This 2 right here must go. So you have to be in, which means you have to be in, and you are out. I'll put you, and this will finally get us going where we need to go for these 1s. Was that the right? No, I clicked on something wrong there. That's fine. These 2 have to be in. You and you have to be in. This one here has to be in. That one was out. This one was in anyway. I just skipped the step there. Alrighty, first level done, not any problems, that's a good start. Let's keep going. We've got some 6s and 7s on this bad boy, so let's see if we can start there, particularly down this sideline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep. So we had so many things we could just remove right off the bat. It seemed like the most obvious place to start. Now let's click over to these 7 and this 6 and see if we can do the same thing. Let's actually look here first. You are there, you are there, you are there, you are there, so you are out too. Okay, that's what I thought might have occurred there. One of these can only be in, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just removes anything that has multiples, but that's good enough to get this guy going. So we'll put him in. We also have 7s and 6s down here, kind of skipping over a little bit. I don't think this guy's going to tell us too much. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we can get rid of some of these little guys, but it's not massively helpful. Let's go back to what we were doing over here and see if we can find more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. Let's try this 7 spot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, this side we can go to as well. And then we should be able to remove a bunch of stuff and keep moving on what these guys have to be. Now, we know one of each of these is, so anything that's removing both of those options has to go. We've got some cleanup there. We've got some cleanup down here. So let's do all that. Now this 1 is good to go. That's going to tell us this bit here of this 7. And then what do we want to put in? You're there, you're there, you're there. So that doesn't tell us this is out, so you have to be in. Now this 1 is good, so let's put him in. Now you're there, you're there, you're. The 1 here now is going to tell us, and I think that's going to give us the 6 now, yeah, because these 4 have to be in. Perfect. Now from there, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. You're out, you have to be in. Let's start doing a little more cleanup. Actually, this 2 right here is going to be beautiful because it's going to tell us a couple things on this side, which we can probably start to just run down the line of some of this stuff. Let's do a little bit of cleaning. Corners can go and all that good stuff, and then we'll start counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're out. And you guys are all going to go. Oh wait, here we have something which is going to continue to push this. This 3 is done, so let's just get him out of here. What about this guy? Yep, we need all 3 of these. It's going to get rid of some of this stuff. Do we have anything crossing over? Not just yet. 1, 2, no, not those guys. Okay, we might have to just clean up this middle section here and start looking top to bottom. So let's do some cleanup and then get to it. Okay, let's see what we've got left over. You can't ever be in because of this 3, which forces you to be in. Or we still don't quite have enough here, or here, or here. Yeah, none of these guys look like they're giving us what exact 1, 2, oh, actually this 4 does help us a little bit. We can put those guys in. One of those, 2, and 1 of those, so you're out. Okay. Oh, this 1 does finish then. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. These 2 guys now have to go in. You're a corner. And now we can get rid of some of these guys because of this 2 clue. We only have 1 of these 2 guys left. That's probably not all we could have done. You can't ever be in because of what this would happen, so that's going to force all of this to occur. Perfecto. It's going to get rid of you. That guy's done for. Let's click on this 4 while we're over here too. And get these guys in. This can't be in. You have to be. You have to be. You have to be. This 3 is good, which is going to finish the 5, which I think this 4 now is done too, and so is this 5. So we can plop these 2s in and do all this stuff down here. That should... Why do I have a 5 right there that's telling me I'm wrong? 3. Shoot. What about... No, not any of you guys. How the heck did I manage that? Son of a biscuit. Let's go back through these last couple of things here. I'm just going to go back a little bit, and if we get back to the same problem, we'll do a reset. Ah, son of a gun. Thought I did all this perfectly fine. Probably just a misclick again. Getting kind of tired of those things. You have to be in. You have to be in. Yeah, that's... Is there anything else in here we could have put in that I'm just missing? I think the answer is no. Shoot, we're going to do a reset. No. Oh. That's the easier way to do it. We can say they're incorrect, but I'm going to do a restart. And, not resume. Restart. That was moving quite well, and then it just blew up in my face. So we're going to retry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're just making sure these are all good. Again, I probably was just moving too quickly and accidentally nicked something. These guys are all out. Let's jump back into our 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, all of those are good. Well, almost all of them. That was a misclick. Glad I caught that one. One of those 2 will be the final there. And let's get rid of some of this stuff. Okay. You're there, you're there. One of you 2 is there. Doesn't really tell us too much. All right, let's get back into it. I think this 7 we could have used, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that was the one we used last time to get moving. So we'll keep getting on it. You can't be in, you can't be in, you can't be in, which finished this 1, which pushed us back into the 7. Okay, that all is looking fine. You had to be out, so you're in. That did push this 1. So the 6 had to finish. You were there, you were there, you were there. Yep, you were out and you were in. This is all still lining up perfectly fine. Again, it probably would have been, you know, just past where I went back to. That's where the error was, but we are just starting over because it works. Usually just works better to go that route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this 6 is still good to go. Plus this 5 on the side here is going to be moving as well, like we did previously. That's a corner. All right, let's run into this cleanup process here for a second, and then we'll regroup here. You guys are all out. Let's get you guys out of here. You can't be in. You can't be. All of this stuff is a no-go. All right. Now, let's refocus. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You couldn't be in. That is still accurate. Let's see. Try not to necessarily go back to the exact same path we tried last time, just in case there was something faulty there, but this guy here has to be in. Yeah, neither one of these two could have ever been in. That was something we could have looked at previously. Now, does that mean this guy is in? You're there, you're there, you're there, you. Yes, okay. Just making sure. And this 2 is useful again. 2, 4, 5. So these 2 had to be in, which meant all of these had to be in. 3 is not quite there. What about this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You couldn't ever be in, and neither could you 2. 3 says you can't be in. We can probably go even further with this 5, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, those have to occur. So it's going to be one of those 2 is the finalizer. And we now know which one it is. Good. The 1 is done. You go to here, so you're done. You're a corner. You're a corner. Do we have anything here? Yeah, this 2 is done, which is going to force the 4, which is going to force the 3. Feel like we're taking a slightly different path, so that's good. 1, 2, one of those and one of those. Those are all done. The 2 is done. Let's click on stuff that's already done. You can't ever be in, so that forces both of you, which forced you, which finished that 1, finished the 4. You 2 had to be in. All right. What else we got? We know it's one of those 2. 1, 2, 3. One of those 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Both of these 5 have to be in. This 5 is actually worked out now, so it's not squealing at us. Did I hit those right? Because I know there was a... Yeah, I just missed... Okay. Just making sure I did that right. Again, you have to be in. You have to be in. Those are all good. 1, 2. This 4 has to be finalized. This 4 and this 3 have to be. That finishes you, puts you in, which puts you there. Okay. Yeah. Did the job. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving. Let's get into this next guy. You guys are all out, so let's just start plopping all this stuff in and see what comes out of it. Get all this stuff out of here. Now, you can't ever be in because of the 3. This 2 is actually just sitting here waiting for us to help it. These guys have to be in. The 1 is done, which is going to set off a little chain reaction over here. One of those 2, none of those, none of those. 1, nope, not that. Oh, this 1 here is done. Just notice that guy. Again, how am I making a mistake here? What am I doing today? Okay. Hold on. We're to the point where we can get this to work. Come on now, get the brain together. Let's try again. Corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't ever be in. That's a given. I have a feeling this guy here should have been in, which would have fixed this, but what else we got? The 2 was correct. You couldn't be in. The 1 is done. Those guys, you have to be in, so do you guys. That did finish this 1 off. Yeah, I think I was just a misclick right here, because now this is working. Okay. Good, good, good. Now these 2 have to go. Those are done, those are done, those are done. You have to be in, so you have to be in. You have to be the finalizer there. And you gets rid of all you guys, puts you and you in. It's going to finish that off. Okay. Let's try not to have any more mistakes. Try trying to get this one done today because I just want to go sit on the couch and relax today after the busyness of yesterday. But I've got something to put out, so I've got to do it because you guys enjoy what I put out. At least that's what I assume, because you still watch occasionally. Let's put these guys on here. That's going to force you and put you in here. You two are done. Is this 4 useful? We can get rid of you two. And that's a corner, which forces you in, which forces you, and you, and some of these other guys. And that goes away. You have to be in, which forces you, and you. That does finish this 2, which we then plop these guys in. The 3 is out. This 3 has to be finished. One of those 2 will be in. This one here says what all that is. There and there. Good. We had a clean solve. Awesome. All right, that's that pack done. I haven't even looked at what the no grass, no mows were, so I'm not sure what or if we're going to get into those guys. We'll find that out when we get there. I wonder if this 5 over here is a better place to start instead of just going blindly over here. It is, so let's do that. Get rid of all this stuff. None of this stuff is needed. None of you are needed. One of those 2, these guys are all out. All right. Don't know how these guys are working together, so let's do a little bit more cleanup and see how we can figure that out. Any other clues that look like they're going to give us something before we just start clicking on everything? Not necessarily, so let's start clicking on everything. Good. All of this stuff, go away. You, and all of you. Get rid of these guys here. And we should be to a fairly decent place now. So let's start looking through what we've got. Can't do anything there yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not you. It's not really looking like anything on the verticals helping. Let's go horizontally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can start to pick away here a little bit. Is that enough to give us our 4? It is. Okay, perfect. That's what we needed to do. Get those out. Let's get this stuff all going. These, of course, all have to go, which pushes these 2 in. These 2 have to be in. Now that's 4 tents for 4 trees, so that's out. And crossing over anything. Yes, you here for this 4. It doesn't tell us which way these each go at the moment, but you and you can't be in. This 3 is done, so that's going to finalize this 4. Put you here. You here. It's going to open up a bunch of stuff now. Good. You can never be in, so you are, and you are. Now, do we have clues that we can click off of? Yes, we do. Let's put that in. You and you. All right, now we got to figure out what's left over. You can't be in. You guys are okay. You guys are okay at the moment. This 3 means you can't ever be in. Again, we still haven't figured you out, so we'll get to you in time. Where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't ever be in because of the 4. You can't ever be in because of the 4. Which should be enough for this 3. Yes, it is. Perfect. That's going to then set off this 3. This 2 is now done. That finally gets this guy going, at least into a certain direction. And also we can say, no, we can't, can we, on those? Okay. Thought I saw something I didn't. Well, actually we do, because we can't put either of these in because of this 3. I was looking at it in a different light, and it was telling me the same thing, though. But the first thing I was thinking wasn't correct, so I'm glad I didn't follow through with it in that direction. All right. This 3 now we can use to finalize those and you. And then this will put the last couple bits on here and we'll be good with that guy. All right, into the, oh, we got one more of this guy. Pack first, jumping the gun there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, let's just plop all those in. Get rid of all this stuff. You can't be in, so you are, which means this is the last of the 7s. That pushes you and you. Corner, corner. Any other big ticket items over here that we can work with? Yeah, you here. Forces you. And we've got a bunch of cleanup we can do down here. Is this guy figured out? You're there, you're there, you're there, you're there, you're there. Yes, you have to be in. Okay, what about some of these other guys? You. No, we don't quite know those. At least not yet. Don't have enough on that too. I think we need to just do some cleanup here. And then start to pick through it again. That way we can get a clearer picture of this puzzle. You guys, you. I think that's about it for the moment. So now let's start to dig into this guy. Okay, which one of these guys wants to be the clue? You do. All right, I see you, number 3. You and you are out, which means you are in. And okay, who's next? What about this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get rid of these guys, and maybe that does something for these verticals. Or turns something else up. That was a corner, so it couldn't be in. Not quite, I don't think. So let's go back to our vertical. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there it is. The 4 is now cleaned up enough where we can get some movement going there. And we know one of those 2, so these guys are out. So now what does that tell us about these guys? You. To start, you and you. The 2 is done now, good. So that's going to push you here. You guys, we still don't quite know. This 2 is done as well, I just noticed. So let's put that in. And we'll go back to our vertical here in a second. Just wanted to check to see if we had anything there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, way too much left over there. We still have the U. One of those, which doesn't help us too much. So that's not necessarily going to tell us what we need. You could still be in, I guess. We're not going to get rid of you just yet. Oh, you right here. You're just standing out in the open. That's going to tell us what this is, because we said previously it had to be one of those 2. We can look at it again. You have to go here, you, and you, so you have to follow up. That's going to put these guys on point. It's going to finish these guys, and then we can jump back in. You have to go away, and what did that do down here? Anything? This 3 now has enough to get something going. Just going to push all those guys in. Now this 4 is good. Let's get those out. Okay, the 3 comes back again. That gets rid of you and finishes that 4. Then this 5 now is good. There it is. Get rid of all that stuff. You're a corner. You have to be in to finish the 3, which gives us you. And then these guys. Now, this 2 actually is just sitting here waiting, and that's going to finalize you. Perfect. Alright, now we're done with this pack, and we can see about our no grass. 7x7 and 8x8, and 7x7. What do we have time-wise? Okay, let's try to do this one. And then we might just end it right there, because we're probably going to be at the close to our half-hour line there. So, we have these 2 and that one to finish that 3 right away. This 2 only has 2 possibilities. This guy has 1, 2, 3 possibilities. The 2 now, I think, you have to be in because of that 0. Now that means one of these 2, it can't be you, so it has to be you, which means you have to finalize. Okay. Well, if we get these done in just a couple minutes, maybe we'll do the rest of them too. Let's try. But they probably won't be that easy. One of these 2, and then both of you. For the 3. This 3, well, let's click these guys through. And it's going to be two more of you guys, but I don't think we can say necessarily, which I guess that means that this one can never be in, but that's not the biggest spot we can do. What about this two, though? This is better. One of these two and you. That does finish this one, actually. That means one of you two. And it has to be one of you two and this one, so it ends up being these two. Okay, good. I think you have to be in, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because this guy here, yeah, can't have any of those. This guy can't be in because the one is done, so you belong to him, which means you have to go here. Which means one of those two for this guy. Okay. We still have one more of these two to work with. The two here is you. Okay, one of these two and you, because that one is no longer in. So this one is still one of you two. This guy here, one of you, one of those, one of those. That's, well, yes, this guy here. He is sorted now, because you, and you can't be in, so you have to be. That finishes the one. We know one of these two is going to be in. I don't think we know exactly which one just yet. What about this two now, going back to it? Because previously, I think we had one of you guys being in. It could be both of these, I guess, couldn't it? Well, no, because we know one of those and one of those. Does that mean then that this guy can't take on this? Because what if it did? It means he has to go here. Yeah, and that breaks the puzzle. So you cannot take on, you have to go up here. We also could have looked at 3, I guess. Okay, now that's finishing you. So you and you can't be in, so you have to be. These guys will all do this. And we needed to finish this too, so you become it and you become that one. And then there's one guy up here left to do. All right, I think we've got a minute. Let's try to do these other two. My brain hurts a little bit, but we're going to try it. Oh, goodness gracious. I maybe shouldn't have. One of these two is going to be in. One of those two. Don't know what those guys tell us. One of these two has to be in, so you can't be, which means you have to be. So it's going to be one of you and one of you. And one of you. These guys here, I don't quite know. Maybe the fact that this guy's done now we can use, because it's going to say one of these two has to be in, so you can't ever be in. What does that do for us? We know one of you two has to be here. You're done. Oh, this one up here. We just missed it. This guy has to be you, which means you have to be you to make these guys all work. Now, all of these guys up here are done. We know one of those two is in. You could never be in. It's one of you two. It's not you. But there's tons that could go on here in terms of how those could work together. Actually, you can't take on this guy, can you? Because if you did, that means you take you and you take you. Well, this guy would have nothing. So you can't go there, so you have to go here. Which means you two have to go, because you already ruled this guy out. Okay, so these guys go here. Let's plaque those down. Still don't know which one of you is what. And which one of you wants to take hold. Guess it's what about you? You're the only one left over here that seems like it's being useful, but maybe you're not. Because it has to be one of you two. One of you two, one of you two. Could be those two, could be oh, that's what it is. This guy can never be in for you. Because if it was, it'd be ruining this guy completely. So you are in for him, which means you have to go in for you, which means you and you. And then this guy now has to be you. Okay. Not too bad. Let's try to get this last one done. All right, we have a couple 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options there. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Let's put those in. Those guys are all good. We don't know which one of these is quite it yet. Did we now do something with this 4? Still 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. What about the 3? One of these 2, you and then you. This guy can never be in, so both of these are. So that's you and that's you. You can't be, no, neither of you can be in now. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to be in. You both have to be in. You go to here. Don't know which one of you takes what just yet. Don't know which one of these guys is which, I don't think. No, because you could still be, you could have a tent here for you, or there could be one down here maybe. Let's see what else we've got going on. You could be in, we know one of those 2 will be. Oh, what about you? You can't be here, so you just have to be here. That will finish the 2 and say you have to be here. Good. That now tells us this one is for this guy, which means you have to go here, and you have to go here. That's the case. You have to be in, and you have to be in. And what one are we missing? This guy here. Now we can tell what's going on here. You have to be this part. You have to go here. And, oh, I didn't finish up here. Sorry. This guy. Perfect. We got through them all. All right. So it took a little longer than it should have. Had a couple of errors today, but hey, I told you earlier, my brain was not happy. So we got through them all, though, so that's good. So anyway, that's where I'm just going to leave it then, since we're good. We've got nothing else to do here, at least not that we want to at the moment. So that was November 16th, Tents and Trees. Hope you all enjoyed that one. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.